What up, everybody? This is Star with Star Delta 9 coming at you from the kitchen this morning. I have been instructed to come out and talk to everybody, do a collective reading. So I meditated on some cards. I saved you guys a little bit of misery of having to watch me shuffle. I used the right waiter deck in the larger cards that are upright in the spread. The ones that are face down are the smaller right waiter deck that are clarifiers. I have not looked at them. I pulled 3 cards from the Animal Spirit deck and 3 cards from the Brian Freud deck. So, really kind of want to talk a little bit about the Scorpio full moon. That's Thursday, May 7th. It's fucking huge 2020, right? This is kind of, to me, the first positive moon phase for that's going to come into effect for the next 6 weeks, right? The full moon in May has a spiritual connotation to it, a spiritual healing and compassionate influence because of Mercury sextiling Neptune, right? So, May 2020, the full moon is going to make people feel maybe a little more sympathetic, maybe a little more understanding under the compassion of that Neptune. It will make you more sensitive, but also maybe arm you to have be a little bit better at able understanding conflicting emotions that you might be having, importantly. And it will help you to I don't know, envision or embody a brighter future once the loss and suffering from the coronavirus pandemic, right, begins to subside, because that's driving us all crazy, right? But the full moon meaning is the sun is opposite the moon, right? It brings your home, your family, your immediate relationships into a sharper focus. For the following 2 weeks of this moon phase, opposing forces like work versus home, or what you need versus what you want, versus creative inner tension and external pressures. It can lead to conflict, uh, crises, even that drain your energy. Okay. So, the linear qualities of the emotions and the instincts that reach their peak at this full moon, I kind of just want to encourage you to use your increased emotional strength and your intuition to overcome any challenge that you might be involved in, maybe having to do with something that surrounds emotions, or overcoming any relationship or work challenges. Hello. Subconscious awareness really allows our impartial balance to kind of look at a personal relationship from a different level, right? You'll be clear and you'll be able to see relationships and the dynamics of those relationships, whether they're work related, home related, relationship related, whatever they are. And you'll be able to relate the dynamics or the negative feelings that are causing the disharmony during this full moon. So everybody's emotions, I'm going to just say, are heightened, right? We're all in an isolation area in our homes, out of work, struggling. We've got some disharmony and some stuff going on, right? So I want to talk a little bit more about that, but we'll do the reading too. And I wanted to see what you guys felt about it and what your understanding is on it, because the full moon opposite Mercury, it makes understanding and communication of our feelings a major theme of this moon phase, right? It's inner conflict, though. It's between your thoughts and your feelings that's going to come up, that's possibly occurring for you, right? I know it's occurring for me. And it's going to result in some type of confusion in kind of like polarizing or polarized thinking or anxiety or angst, right? It's like tribalism, nationalism, or other prejudices that you might possibly have of some sort. It's a misunderstanding or an argument on a truth or something of that nature that you might have, possibly. But the harmonious aspect of Neptune being here, asking us to be compassionate, it's going to reduce these risks, right? And this is a good full moon for spending quiet time in reflecting. Reflecting what you say, talking to close friends about your inner feelings, letting them out, expressing them, reevaluating them, really looking at them, maybe with someone that you trust, an ally, about those inner feelings, which you sense. I know I do. I find some of my inner feelings of I probably am not ready for something yet, or I'm not going to be good enough. Those are things that hold me back in my life. So if I can talk to a trusted friend and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this inner battle of of myself thinking I'm going to be able to achieve this. I'm a novice, let's just say. Doesn't matter. The full moon trines Neptune. It heightens your emotions and your imagination and your creativity during this time. It increases our intuition, right? And our psychic awareness. It helps us to understand those feelings and to speak about them. And then that's going to reduce the anxiety and make the misunderstandings of why you even felt that way in the first place less likely to reoccur. It's pretty interesting. If there's disagreements, I don't know, due to some disharmony or something, or a spiritual influence or a compassion or a passion you have about yourself or in your life, you know, it encourages it really encourages us to think about the spiritual influence. You know, it encourages you to compromise. Are you cooperating with your neighbor? I mean, for Christ's sake, this coronavirus, right, has caused us to be isolated, to give up the normal pleasures of life that we took for granted so easily, right? And now all of us are saying all we want is our life to return to normal. Well, these are disagreements that we're having with government, the sex, the isms, the school. Look at what they're doing to our school. Our schools are overcrowded right now, and they want to make the kids separate their desks by 6 feet. Yes, it's a smart thing to do, but they already are lacking space, right? So we need to dream and dream up fantasies and think of ideas with partners. And the universe is asking us, what happened to the system that we went to when we were in I'm going to say this word, the olden days, where we used to barter for goods, we grew our own vegetables, we spent very little commodity as far as the dollar. We saved what we could save and put it under our mattress, right? So the universe here is asking us with Mercury and Neptune and Venus and Mars and Saturn, it's asking us to dream up or fantasize about something huge, right? Maybe, I don't know, a dream you have. Where's the childlike person you used to be about a dream you had at one time? Has the hustle bustle of the daily life allowed you to maybe slip away from that dream? Relationships are formed during this moon phase. Are you in an ideal partnership with someone? If you are and you want it to grow, expand that, fantasize and manifest that to happen. Your caring, your sympathetic side is enhanced so much during this time, during this full moon, to be of service to anyone that you love or that you work with or that's around you or in your community. But universe is asking us to do it on a more universal level. Our how do I say this in the most political correct way? I don't know even if there is one. Our universal world has been run on greed, power, and money for a very long time, right? And it's ruining us. And turn on the news, look at Bill Gates, who was just accused of some sexual assault, a very nasty crime. Things are coming to light, and they're going to continue to come to light with Saturn where it's at right now. And so there are a lot of things that are creating discord for the collective as a humanity as a whole. And we are the people, right? We are that whole. And we keep that government up, those isms up, and we keep consciousness up. So, consciousness here is asking you to dream and to fantasize and go back to some of the simple pleasures in life that we took so fucking much for granted, right? Like toilet paper, for crying out loud, waiting in a line at a grocery store and having to wear a mask, not being able to get your nails done, your hair cut, or go to a barber shop, or take your kids to a park to swing on a park swing. It's everything is changing. So these aspects, the way they are, I don't know if you guys know, Saturn hasn't lined up this way in the last 30 years. This is a 30-year cycle closing during this full moon in Scorpio. A new cycle is beginning, a new paradigm. We're living in the age of Aquarius, right? Capricorn is strong. I'm looking at my notes to see if I have something else I want to talk about. Mercury, right? Mercury's sextile Neptune. That's a visual aspect. It's like that is so positive. That aspect far outweighs the challenges or the influences that are opposing this moon, this full moon, right? It is the universe. It is the universe standing in her power, if you will, saying enough is enough, bitches. I'm taking back my power. And we, the people, it gives us that ability to do it. Hello there. If your words become soothing, right, you can actually be healing to others. I have patients or clients that tell me when I do remote healing or meditation that they say, your voice is so healing, it just brings me down and I am at peace. I don't know, that's not me. I am simply a conduit of that voice and those things I'm saying and that relaxation. And I'm feeling that. And therefore, I am sending that out to the client or to the patient. And they're beginning to feel it because their intuition abilities will be heightened, especially during this phase, and all kinds of communications and relationship from work to fuck your dog. Relationships will benefit from this spiritual learning and healing if you come at it from a spirit saying come at it with a heart of compassion, right? If you have to put your foot down and stand your ground, and an action needs to take place, take the action in the most practical way. Be compassionate, love unconditionally, and do it with some tact. Ask yourself before you do it, how would I want someone to do that to me, or bring that news to me, or address me? And it changes your perspective, right? So, really, in summary, the full moon in Scorpio has a spiritual healing. It's about compassion. It's influenced by Mercury going sextile with Neptune. Neptune's all about love, Pisces sign, right? This is the first positive moon phase for 6 weeks. It's a time for us that there's been so much illness, so much fear, so much grief over this coronavirus that, oh my God. I remember when April 22nd, and then the new moon went conjunct in Uranus, and it squared Saturn. It brought on all of these unpleasant changes. That's where they began, right? That was a restriction, and these restrictions of Saturn we're seeing in the universe. We're in our homes. We're not working. We're not socializing, we're social distancing. We see the unpleasant changes and the restrictions and the depression that Saturn going square with Uranus has claimed, and he's going to go retrograde. And this full moon in May of 2020 allows you to heal those things and to dream and to imagine a brighter future for us as a collective, right? Not just as yourself, right? The moon is I didn't write the degrees down. I'm sorry, I didn't write them down on my tablet here. I didn't know if everybody wanted the degrees or not, but if you're interested in a chart and you want to know your degrees and where you lie in the houses and what these planets mean to your houses, because there's Mars and Venus and Uranus and Saturn, and there's a lot of powerhouses playing house right now, and it hasn't happened for a very long time. So it's powerful, powerful energy, and everyone is feeling it. So let's talk a little bit about this reading. The three cards I pulled are beautiful cards. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Animal Spirit deck, but they're beautiful cards, right? The Crow is spiritual healing, psychic ability, right? This Crow is the watcher, right? I don't think that this is in your past, in the collective's past energy, right? This crow doesn't show up and doesn't come into, because he sees everything until we're mentally ready. He doesn't come in. He's like the crow's been seen as a symbol of magic. That's what I'm drawn to here. And that's your psychic ability. So something's being watched, something's coming in, right? And the dragonfly is like the ancestral animal that is teaching us to master our mind, because I'm drawn to this blue. This is an air sign. This is an air sign. Air sign is intellect, communication, the mind, right? Everything that's going on with this coronavirus right now, and possibly us in our own environment. You're being initiated. You're seeing all. You're seeing all. And these psychic abilities are possibly being initiated within you. You know, it's a spirit. It's strong. It's a very strong spiritual card. This is another air sign. This is an ancestral air sign saying that you are having the ability to master the illusion between the body and the mind, or the environment and the mind. Look at this blue around this card. This dragonfly shapes and shimmers and changes. And I'm drawn to, like, when you think about seeing a dragonfly, how sparkly their wings are. They're forever changing, and you're learning to master that. Your environment is ever changing. Your mind, your emotions, your relationships, your job, whatever it might be, are forever changing, and you're learning to master that and gain some wisdom in the current energy. And the outcome energy is the earthworm. The earthworm is someone that has come to a point in their life where they've gained all this wisdom. They're coming into some very uh, authentic oneness with themselves, knowing who they are and their soul's purpose, and it's new to them. They're curled up in an earthworm, form, because every time they poke their head out, they feel like I was talking about earlier. They're novice, they're new, they think they're not going to be enough, and they're afraid to uncurl and show these beautiful colors that they have. I mean, I'm drawn to the yellow, which is the healing. I don't know if you guys have ever know that, like, a nurse, she has there's a saying or a picture or a book or something where she's holding her hands together, and that means they're in the medical field, but they're healers, right? They're healers. These are out of the Brian Freud deck, and I love the Brian Freud deck because I love gnomes. And this is the fairies of the future. I believe I'm a fairy. Fairies are kind of the energetic energy, the archangel energies that are between the earth plane and the cosmos, right? The nature angels, they take care of the plants, the animals, and the things out in nature, right? And these, if you look at this card really in depth, they're both staring intensely. They're staring intensely because they're saying, we are looking into the future. She's actually pregnant, and she's birthing a child, which is new. And there's a new birthing of some kind. But I noticed she's reflecting down here upon this king. And there's a lot of images in the background. And I don't know that I'd mess with her face because I'm not sure what she's looking at. But they're all looking for someone to follow, someone to take the lead. And she thinks it's this king. And so she's waiting for him to make a move. So you want to take this adventure into the unknown, into your evolution, into your future. And you're not sure where it's going yet. And you want someone to make the first move. It's very interesting. And then the singer of connection comes in, and this is why I brought in the hands of the nurse. Okay, I was drawn to this very deck because the singers in this deck all remind me of the nurse's hands. And every nurse, every doctor, everyone that's in the medical field is some kind of healer of some sort. They just don't know it. Okay, and the singer of connection is asking you to connect, to not the fucking chaos that we've been in, not the discord, but to gain some compassion and some understanding, inner understanding, and start building a tribe that's going to connect with you in the same vibrational energy that you are, the singer of connection. Are you connecting? Is your mind still or is it scattered? Are you loving or are you hating? Are you giving or are you taking? This is a connection, and this is in your current energy, and it's a number 633. I'm drawn to numbers 33 and 33. If you break it down, that's 3333. That's a synchronicity to me, and it's a divinely guided number. This is something that's happening to someone in the collective that has no idea why it's happened, yet they can feel it and sense it with every ounce of their being. And your outcome is the honesty card. When you look at this guy in the tradition in this deck, he's, I think, the story of some he's only seen in the trees or something like that. When you look at this guy, he's a number 40, 10, 10, and you have 10 on the board with the 10 of swords. 10, 10, 10 is a completion. There's a completion of some sort going on here, a universal completion, a job completion, a relationship completion, a completion of something you learned, you gained. And this card here is asking you, are you being the utmost honest that you can to yourself? Because this is not a very pretty vision. And when we're being honest with ourselves, sometimes we don't see the most prettiest vision of ourselves that we imagined. We see someone that kind of shocks us, kind of like this little guy's face, but I really love his eyes. He's asking you, are you really being honest? Are you being realistic? Are you being truthful to oneself? Because that's where it really counts, right? So it's self-realization of honesty is what's happening here, okay? Now I'm going to flip over the cards. I took 3 cards on every card for clarification, and I didn't look at them, okay? So I'm going to tell you the center of the read is the Ace of Wands, right? It's a profitable new journey of some sort, right? A new business, a new beginning, a career. I don't know. Just like I was saying over here, she's pregnant, the birth of something new, right? That wand has buds on it and it's going to grow something. Aries, Leo, Sag. It's a new beginning. Can be an enterprise, can be a relationship, can be anything. What's crossing it was the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, the Ten of Swords in reverse is someone that has taken some positive energy and they having some good health now and some fucking courage to get out of this defeat and failure, this ending that they had. Right? The 3 cards that came up first was the 5 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is that they've come to some understanding right here with this Ten of Swords. They've come to some courage and some positive energy about why this 5 of Wands was happening, why this debate, why this competition, maybe quarrel, or even could be legal lawsuit or something, Leo card came in, why it was happening, right? And they've had a victory over it here with the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is saying to you, you know, I can be a king, I can be a knight, I can do whatever. But this sucker has gone out to war. He's he's worn his jacket and earned his badges, right? And he's come back as a victor and he's won. That's what I think about him. He's like a leader. He's got some good news about a victory that he's won, Leo card. This victory that he's won, this five of fucking wands here, right? This quarrel, this competition that he had that caused this ten of swords ending. And then to clarify, that was the three of wands. The three of wands is, this may have gone on with a person that's Aries, that the three of wands to me is more like an action card, but it's telling me, because it came under these cards and this 10 of wands, that this is someone, possibly an Aries sign, that you had some cooperation or a good partnership with, and at one time, okay, and there's an ending to it, and now there's some action and some adventure taking place with that Aries card, right? That's the center. The crowning is the three of pentacles. When you're talking about the three of pentacles, this is a enterprise, again, with the queen here, with the aces of wands, a new beginning, an enterprise. You're building something. You have the abilities to be successful underneath this cappy, right? Capricorn, it's an architect. He's building. He's standing up on a platform. People are watching him. These are walker-bys. And his stuff is in, his work and his art is in stone. And so this is stuff that's going to be seen for many years after this gentleman or female person has passed away, right? Don't get tied up in the energies. Clarified by the 10 of cups. The 10 of cups is like the best card you can get in the deck, right? Friendship, happiness, joy, everything you want. But what I'm being told is that, you're building some prosperity and some happiness here surrounding this happy family. Some structure, something you're building that's going to bring you some success. And this happened underneath the moon, because that's your crowning energy. Those are notes I wrote. I didn't even use them. This is your crowning energy, right? So this happened, this stuff that you're building, all this stuff is happening under the moon. The moon in an upright position is like someone literally double dealing. It's a deception, or it's a delusionment that you have upon yourself. It's a deception or a dangerous disgrace. Pisces card, right? To the Queen of Swords. The fucking Queen of Swords in reverse. She doesn't fuck around. Let's take a rip. She doesn't take a rip, right? Or take a rip. She doesn't take any shit, right? She's sly, she's keen, and she's deceitful in this fucking position, right? And that happened quickly. And in the past, you have the Queen of Pentacles, or the King. It's the King. The King of Pentacles. Reliable person, steadfast, generous, feminine, masculine energy, Aries, Taurus. That was bringing in some offers with the Four of Cups, right? You are evaluating them. You're dissatisfied about them. You're fucking reevaluating them, and you want some redemption underneath this Cancer moon right here. You want some goddamn redemption, and you're possibly taking on that King of fucking Pentacles energy. And then you see the Page of Pentacles. Is that what it is? Yeah. Page of Pentacles comes in reverse. This is a rebellious person. This is someone that's bringing in some fucking bad news, right? An earth sign. And in upright, his talents are fucking shining. He knows he's young. Yeah, he's immature. And he's still immature in the reverse, and he's rebellious, and there's some fucking bad news. And that's maybe why you contemplated this goddamn offers and you're so fucking dissatisfied. Who is this queen? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is dissatisfied because this woman attracts and commands performance in her environment. Pisces, Aries sign, right? Very tender, loving, fond, fire fucking woman. Knows what she wants, knows her worth. And then let me just show you what's in your crown, your foundational energy. The devil. The devil. He comes in and does what? The devil comes in and creates downfalls, unexpected failure, controversy, Capricorn. Two of Cups, strength, and the Lovers. So the Two of Cups came out first, and it says this expected downfall, this failure, this controversy that's fucking in your foundational energy came about with the Two of Cups. Some kind of romance, friendship, cooperation, love, partnership, something you had with someone. Venus in Cancer. It was an offer of those things, right? That you thought you had underneath this devil. And divine is saying have some strength under Leo. This is conviction to do this. This is determination and action with a lover. With a lover. Someone that you had harmony and trust and optimism with. Someone you honored. Someone that you felt was fair. Gemini, right? And then your outcome is the star. The star card is like balance, but to me, this is spiritual love and hope, Aquarius, right? To the Emperor in reverse. In the upright, the Emperor can be a dick altogether if he wants to, because he's logical thinking. He thinks from his head so much, not so much his heart. But in the reverse, he's not a very nice person. He's set in his ways, obstinate, wants things done the way he wants to do it. In the upright, he's saying that, in general, he influences symboling himself and brings balance and security and convictional values to life. In the reverse, he just does the opposite. Had to do with some truth and some hope that you had or that was brought in by an emperor, a masculine figure, right? And it happened quickly. These two were upright. This one was reversed. This one was upright with the Eight of Wands, right? The Eight of Wands was like, there were some new ideas, maybe a journey that you were going to do or take place. And then the Page of Swords came in to clarify that in reverse. It's an imposition to you. It's cunning. It's baffling. It's fucking powerful, and you didn't want any part of that. Why? Because you're the queen. You're the Queen of Swords, baby. You skillful, you clever, and you brave. So now we have two Queens of Swords on the board, one in reverse and one in upright. So that's clarifying the Queen of Swords. So you came in and stressed some truth about something. You stress some truth about something to a King of Swords in reverse, to an obstinate, evil fucking king that had judgment and some obstinate, evil intentions against this queen. Now we're talking about a fucking power couple. But he's in reverse. She's in the upright. And you're leaving that shit with the Six of Wands or Six of Swords. Is that the swords? Yeah. The Six of Swords. You're leaving because it's caused you sorrow. It's caused you fucking sorrow. You paying this guy right here, and he's going to take you across the water from these rough waters to calmer waters. Who's he taking? He's taking the queen, the loving, gentle, loving, intuitive Gemini Cancer woman who knows her fucking worth across the river. Where's he going? Now I have another card, the Six again, who's clarified in your environment. You're leaving. You're leaving something behind. Because it left you feeling like this. The Ten of Swords, right? The Ten of Swords is defeat, failure, pain, endings. Made you feel like that. It's my fucking 3 a.m. card. The Page of Cups, right? Bringing in, I don't know, sweet, gentle news, love news, earth sign of water, right? Saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. You became the magician. You said, fuck this shit. I'm going to take some action. I'm going to make an expression. I'm going to be this Magnus. I'm going to be this quintessential air motherfucker. And I have everything I need. And I'm going to just cross the river. Crossing the river. And this Knight of Swords, it's in your environment. Hopes and fears, right? He's a strong, brave, clever man. Comes in, stresses the truth. Yes, he may come in and stress the truth, but he may leave just as quickly as he comes into. So I'd be cautious about that because it's in your fears and hopes, right? And you in exile, you still fucking in exile, Pisces, or whoever it is. I do a lot of reading for Pisces because I'm Pisces, but the Four of Swords, there's some strife here, and you have literally retreated from it. Jupiter and Libra. Why? Because justice is your outcome, Libra, right? Over what? Over this Five of Cups. Over this sorrow, this defeat, this fucking shit right here, this broken, vain regret, right? Leaving Mars and Scorpio. Tomorrow's the full moon in Scorpio, baby. You're hanging around, sacrificing, because people put themselves in this position and they do it for a reason. Some do it because they don't want to make a decision, and some do it because it's, I'm being told it's kind of like in this reading, it's kind of like a saving grace for them, and it's giving them some ability to dig deeper, find out more. So they've hung themselves upside down with the moon here, which is a major arcana. So is that. Now the sun has come out with the hanged man, right? And the sun is shining, Aquarius. Gain some accomplishments by sacrificing regarding this happy marriage, loss, defeat, regret that happened. And they're gaining some strength, some accomplishment underneath the sun. And the outcome? The Justice card. Libra, equality, righteousness, virtue, honor, harmony, balance. This bitch, this queen, because now you've got the queen here verifying the queen. You have the wands verifying the wands, and you have the swords of leaving verifying the swords, and you have another queen over here. Forgot that queen. And the emperor. So it has to do with a power couple, a masculine and feminine energy, whether it's a work partner, marriage, I don't know. You know your story. So this is a Libra card, right? So this bitch right here, this queen that knows her worth, this loving, intuitive mother, she's done with this shit. That's why she's fucking over here contemplating and says, I might be reminiscing. Every time I think of this, look at this card, it brings up different things for me. This is Scorpio card too, right? I might be looking at some memories. I might have some acquaintances around me and some happy harmony going on, but I'm maybe even looking at some things and reconciling my part. What was my part? Because was I conforming to something, to a norm with this Taurus card? Because Hierophant, right, is about traditional values, conformity, right? Approval, bondage can even be. Did I conform to something and I'm thinking about it, and now I'm coming to some kind of harmony that maybe I put myself in that position? Because you put yourself in the hangman position, or it has to do with a traditional something, a business, a company, a place, a school, a husband, and a relationship. And because you have an emperor here, the emperor signifies the husband. Because you have the queen and the king here of swords, it signifies a power couple. But this king of swords is in reverse, and that's you, and you are the queen. So next card out to clarify that was the ace. The ace of pentacles, right? Double ring around the coin tells you you have value. You have some happiness, and you have some great prosperity here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I think. And the Hierophant was there. So, yes, I would be reminiscing too. I'd be looking at this and asking myself what my part is, because over here, he's asking you, are you being honest with yourself? Did you let this happen to yourself because, I don't know, you lost self at one point? Cheers, everybody. You know, honesty, unsurprisingly, is a need for us to for straight dealings of the truth, right? It's a representation of scrupulousness, being scrupulously honest and making sure that there's no error for confusion. That's what he's about. Being a true act only really will clear the way of what you say and you speak passionately. Honesty, humility, clarity, and idealism. Those are all advantages of this card. This singer connection here is asking you to connect with yourself, the healer, the beautiful soul that you are. And you're looking for a direction. So I do believe a direction's coming in for you, because this crow hat can see everything. And maybe it's not happened yet because time is fluid, right? So it may not have happened yet. But the dragonfly are ethereal. Mastering your mind, mastering, and you think you're a novice. You're not a novice. Beautiful reading, but it's for someone in the collective. I don't do readings every day on YouTube because I read intuitively because I'm a psychic medium, and it's usually when spirit says do one that I do one. So this reading could apply to anyone or no one. I don't know. I'm only doing what I'm instructed to do by my spirit angels and ascended masters, and I just leave the results up to them, and whoever hears it hears it, and when you're meant to hear it, you're meant to hear it, right? But I think because it's ironic that tomorrow is the full moon in Scorpio, that spirit said, okay, you need to go talk about this. And then all these things about the future and the connection and the honesty, our government is having to get real with themselves. Mr. Gates just got fucking nailed for some kind of very nasty sexual thing, and it's horrible. What's next? I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. You guys heard it on my channel first. I told you the COVID-19 didn't come in by something that somebody got sick from, but that it was a deliberate political warfare, and that's what it is. And we're hearing that in the news, top down. The truth and the dismantling and the dilapidation, is that what you say, how you say it, of our government is just falling. I don't have a fucking tower in front of me, but this is what our government is doing. Our government is upright double dealing, and they have deceptions, trickery, and some fucking disgrace that they need to answer to us as a collective, right? And so this may resonate, may not resonate. If it doesn't, that's fine. Take what does and leave the fucking rest. That's what it's meant for. You know your story. Do not give your power away to anyone, including the devil or the government, right? Or me. I'm only a conduit. I'm only sharing my experience, strength, and hope as spirit gives it to me to share. It's only one perceptive view that she's giving me. There are many, many, many readers out there, I think, saying pretty much the same thing I'm saying. I try to stay a little neutral because I'm reading cards for people, and I'm a double Pisces with Aries rising, and I have a tendency to go and suck up everybody's energy, and then I have to go away and meditate for 24 hours in a quiet, dark place and don't hear anything so that I'm able to collectively do someone's reading. And so I've learned to set boundaries, and if I'm not reading for someone and it's a down day for me, then I may listen to some of the mumbo jumbo, right? Like I thought today was a down day for me, and I was listening to the news about Georgia and some of the states that are opening up, and some of the hospitals, how they're talking, and the hospital workers getting sick, and the Bill Gates scandal that's just flown off the shelf. More things are going to happen. They're going to find out Donald Trump is behind this bullshit. They're going to find out that it happened in exactly the same goddamn state where the CDC woman he fired for, because they must have done something while he wasn't having his lab built over there. So it's all going to come to down. Okay. And it's not my job or my place or anything like that to do anything except honor thyself. And I honor thyself by believing what I believe, hearing what I hear, and I'm taking consciousness at their word. I have the utmost faith in consciousness, not our government. I have the utmost faith in consciousness, and our government I don't trust as far as I can fucking throw them. There's always a disappointment or a setback or some imbalance, right, that's happening. And since this gentleman has taken office, our universal collective has really gone into the tank a little bit. So, because this guy right here is what should be happening in an upright, bringing balance, security, and conventional values back into our world. What are you guys doing? Are you guys growing anything? Like I did some strawberries, lettuce, beans, carrots, and peppers. Did I say peppers? I did some peppers too. Those peppers, I can't wait till they're done, right? I can't wait. So I don't know. I just thought I would come out and share a little bit with you guys. I'm gonna go probably and put up the Mars Hydro. I'm itching to get the Mars Hydro up and do something to preoccupy my time when I'm off work because I'm just like you guys. I'm social isolating if I'm not working, right? I'm doing my part at the store and working, but on my downtime, it's like I'm trying to do something. So I guess it's time to put the little bad boy up, start doing the videos for Mars Hydro, give you guys the discount code so you can check it out. Get yourself a light and start growing yourself some legal medicines for yourself and get away from big pharma, you know. It's something else. Our government is something else. And this is just a local opinion, right? We all have them, just like assholes. We all have one. And that's why I'm saying take what resonates and leave the fucking rest. I have to turn these over or I'm going to add them to my deck and and I'm going to have to separate them again. Because Spirit has me just, she wants me to do something else. So I'm going to go and do that and see where it leads to me. Where it takes me. I hope you guys are having a great day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love your neighbor. Check your neighbor. Ask them, do you need anything? Especially if you live where I live. There's seniors around here and they need help. You have a great night too. I'll probably come back and just do, I don't know, maybe a live video smoking because people are asking me, where's Miss Delta at? Miss Delta's still here. Miss Delta's still here. It's just some pretty important things are going on right now in the collective. And as you guys know, I'm a psychic medium and I'm being directed to do something by consciousness, by God. And I'm not quite clear what it is yet. I'm not quite clear the how, the whens, the whats, the wheres, but I just know it's going to have something to do with teaching and writing. So I'm I'm trying to balance myself, and I'm never going to not grow. I'm never not going to not soap. I'm never not going to not teach and share my recipes and my beautiful love with you guys because that's just who I am. It's worn right on my sleeve. It's not something that people need to even alert you of. You can just come to my channel and see it. So do not think for a second under these circumstances that you guys, by any means, any of you in the collective, unless you were born today, are novice. You're not. Unwind, relax, be honest with oneself. This kind of shit is happening in the universal collective. And it happened quickly, and it's going just like the devil does. It's going to leave as quickly. What the problem is the government did not think about the cleanup of the aftermath. It's like they always say, if you have a tsunami, it's not the tsunami that really creates the damage. It's the cleanup and the bodies and the things that are left behind of the tsunami that create the problem. And so we as a collective have a little bit of undoing to do and adjusting to do. And I don't think we're ever going to go back to what it used to be, what our regular norms were. But here's hoping and praying that they at least open our states up when it's safe enough to do so, right? And that we're allowed to go about our lives and evolve in the evolution because divine's not going to sit for this, I'll tell you, not for very long. In my opinion, it's divine cleaning up, cleaning house. It's her way of nature taking care of itself. She says, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm going to come in and wipe that crap right out. And it's going to be on the humanitarian level. Every one of us feels this. There's not one single soul who does not feel this. So be kind to your neighbor. You do not know what they're going through. Some have lost their jobs. Some haven't worked in months. Some haven't gotten their stimulus. Some don't get even their employment or unemployment yet. So go over and ask them, do you need a little hamburger, or do you need some toilet paper or some hand sanitizer, or can I grab you something when I go to the store? Be kind to one another, love one another, share, go back to basics, and we can even barter for service. I give my goat's milk out, I give my Reiki out, and I barter. Hey, I'll give you some goat's milk soap, and you give me some goat's milk. I'll give you some of this, and you give me something like that. Like we used to do. Barter. I think it'd be great to do that. I don't think anybody would be running on money, power, and greed. They'd be going around happy-go-lucky. And then I think everyone should be handed a big fat spiff, and we would be living bliss. It would be bliss. Because you use it for medicinal purposes, not for, I don't use it for recreation. I use it for medicinal. So it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love you guys so, so much. If you stopped by, thank you so much for stopping by, saying hello. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you don't leave a comment, if you don't hit the like button, doesn't matter if you came by and said hello to me. Google's not going to acknowledge it. I don't know what that's about. If you are subscribed and you haven't hit the bell, they'll make you unsubscribe, subscribe, and hit the bell at the same time, or they won't count you as a subscription. Because I emailed them and I said, what is the problem? Because I was almost at 10,000. It was 9,000 something, 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 right? And now you see where it's at. And they said, well, we unsubscribe if they're not active to the channel. Well, what right do you have to do that? Maybe they don't want to be active on the channel. Maybe they just want to listen. Maybe they're not ready to say anything yet. So if you're not ready to say anything, you don't want to leave a comment, at least hit the bell, hit the thumbs, do something to acknowledge in the analytics to Google. Otherwise, they're going to say, well, it don't count. I don't care one way or another, but I really like people to know it's here. It's for the people who want it, not the ones that need it. It's the ones that want it that will come to watch. So if there's something you're looking for and you want a personal reading, reach out to me. I will leave my description in the description box if you'd like. Not a necessary thing. It's not something I do all the time, but I'm happy to do it. You have to jump through the hoops, right? Yeah. What is that about? Why do we have to jump through anything? You know, if people come, they want to see something, they see it. If they don't, they don't. They click on, they click off. People are grown adults. They know how to run their lives. It's like because I didn't understand it when I kept seeing it. I'm like, why is that happening? What are you guys doing to my channel? And they're like, well, if they don't do it, I'm like, well, I don't think you really have the right to do that. You guys are kind of censoring us. It's crazy, baby. But it doesn't make it's not good or bad. Remember, I told you guys nothing is good or bad. It's only what the mind says it is. So it's okay. It's okay. The information's still going to get out there. It's still going to get out there. And I'm thinking about doing a podcast for Vimeo on some spiritual teaching. Let me know what you guys think about that. Sound off below. Kind of like on the, I don't even want to say that. I don't want to use that word because I don't even, no, I don't want to do that. I can't, I'm not there yet. So I won't even use that word. But I love you guys so, so much. Mathematics, go figure. Really? Is that what you think? I think it's mathematics, money, politics, greed. Like I said, I think it's a whole gamut of things. And I don't think we're all as a collective going to know everything, but I'll guarantee you a lot of stuff is coming to light. And you heard it here. I've been telling you guys for months this shit was coming. And I said, I don't know how it's coming, but it's coming. Get ready. I said, get ready. It's coming. And that's just the psychic ability in me, and all I am is the messenger. That's it. I'm nothing more. It doesn't matter if anybody responds to it. It doesn't matter if anybody listens. It doesn't matter if people do. It's the message that divine runs out. And I said it. I said it months ago. I don't even know if that video is up. That's how relevant it is to me as far as whether or not someone sees it. I've just said it. And I'm going to keep saying it because divine, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, that speaks to us through our psychic abilities. People that think that's not true, energy stops. Think about it. Energy is all we are, water and energy is thoughts. And if you can manifest water to turn into a beautiful snowflake and a really gross, ugly looking snowflake based on thought, that's food for thought, don't you think? So just be careful and cautious on what you're thinking, especially tomorrow during this full moon. Do a ritual, release everything, communicate with compassion and tact, and love your neighbor, right? I love you guys so, so much. I'm going to go and do some other things. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Namaste.